Why, hello YouTube. So I been meaning to make an update video, but I'm going to talk about the ongoing pursuit for perfection with upgrading my 22 Stumpjumper Alloy. Now this bike has been an absolute blast from day one, and the only reason why I've upgraded things is basically just to try to get a little bit better performance. Plus it's kind of fun throwing stuff on your bike. Gets a little addicting and you can get a little carried away. But just gonna go over briefly some of the things that I've already done, which if you look at some of my other videos, I kind of go into it more in detail. But let's start and check out what's on this bike. I guess we'll start from, because all the new stuff is in the front, so we'll start in the back. All right, so we got here the GX drivetrain, which it has GX crank, GX cassette, GX derailleur, even got a GX chain on there. But shifter, I got a XO1, which was it was just happened to see it online. It was on sale for a really good price. I think it was $45 shipped, so I couldn't beat that up. But before I get ahead of myself, one of the things I just did was, it does say Purgatory on there, but if you look closely, it's a Grid Trail T7, which I believe the one that came on their stock was just a Purgatory Grid T7. So this trail has a little bit heavier casing on it, a little more puncture resistant. And the magic though is in the tread pattern. This is the brand new Purgatory tire, which I guess is the third version. The one that came on there had more kind of lower profile knobs on there, and in the center it was they were more like I don't know, like trapezoids that were pretty thin, and I was getting a lot of tire slip. This is my favorite trail to ride. Shout out North Bethlehem. And it could be a little lot of roots and ruts, and I was getting a lot of tire slip, so change that out. This one only comes in a 2.4 inch width, which is a little bit wider than the 2.3 that the bike came with. But so far, it's my second time having it out. It's actually pretty nice. But so moving up. So as I mentioned, we got basically everything except for the shifter is GX. Do have I put a SRAM DUB bottom bracket on here. Absolutely love it. I know there's a lot of debate whether or not the SX cranks with the power spline, if that's good enough. For most part it is, but comparing the two side by side, you just feel like the bike is a little bit more solid, and that could just be 100% in your head, because you know that the GX crank is better than the SX crank, so maybe that gets in your head a little bit. And if you're a weight weenie, the dub with the GX crank does weigh pretty good amount less than the power spline with the SX cranks on there. So there's that. Plus it looks cooler, and that's worth something, right? Moving up, shock, got rid of the X Fusion, ended up putting a Float DPS Elite on. Picked that up off a pink bike, kind of a common theme with me. And it's been pretty good. I did rebuild it myself, which by rebuild I mean I just replaced all the gaskets and seals and put some new Fox fluid in there. I'm probably gonna do that again. It's been a little over a year since I've done that. I do have some oil there, but that might be I did put some fork lube on, so that was like a couple weeks ago though, so, but that it might just be some residual on that, or like I said, it has been over a year, so maybe I'm getting a little seepage going on. But it's pretty easy to rebuild, so I'll probably do that maybe before the end of the season, just so, or maybe I'll wait till first thing before I take it out in the spring again. For saddle, replaced with the Ergon SMC Sport. I got a little bit of a small ass, so I have the small size. Just for reference, I'm right around 150 pounds, 5 foot, little over 5'8", 150 pounds. So seems to fit perfect, and it's honestly the most comfortable seat I've ever had. All right, let's move up. As mentioned, the XX1 shifter. Thing shifts like a dream. It's adjustable. Got a lot of carbon fiber if you like that sort of thing. And I am still rocking the Tektro Geminis, but I did replace the pads with the red bimetals, and they're significantly better than the resin pads that it comes with. So if you don't necessarily feel like forking up the $400, $500 to get a decent set of 4-piston brakes, give that a go first. See how that does for you. Rocking my brand, the RaceFace Gretas. They're really nice. They're super grippy. They're flat, so they're not like obtrusive. It doesn't feel like you don't get any squishy, spongy feeling, which personally I don't like, but your gloves stick on there really good. So they're great. RaceFace Turbine R, I believe this 30 or 35 millimeter reach on it. Basically I just bought it for bling, but kind of goes with the rest of the stuff. Although it was really going black and pink, but seems like you get a lot more things that are in this purple color. So we're gonna be slowly transitioning. When I need new pedals, I'm gonna get, I was kind of looking at the effect pedals. Might get those sometime in the future. And of course a new bottle cage to go with it. But as I said, the real business is up front, as it should be. So I ended up picking up this Fox Rhythm 36 fork, again off a Pink Bike. Shout out to the good folks at Ranch Camp in Vermont. They hooked me up with it. Got a really good price on it. Of course, one thing I found out, in order to get, because it originally comes with the RockShox, right? RockShox use a torque cap on their hubs. Now you can go with a non-torque cap hub and put it on a RockShox fork, but you can't do it the other way around. And Specialized has had the torque cap or the non-torque cap end caps for that, the factory hub. Those have been like on back order for well over a year. I didn't feel like waiting, so I ended up just getting a new wheel. And luckily RaceFace had a sale on the I think it's just a regular turbine, might be a Turbine R, but it's the 30 millimeter width wheel, so it's same width as before, but this is a asymmetrical rim, which means that, which I have no idea how it works, but the profile, it's higher on one side of the wheel than it is on the other. And I guess what that's supposed to do is offset the weight or whatever from your rotor side versus your non-rotor side. I don't know. Like I said, not an engineer, but it's pretty sweet. It's got the Vault hub on it, super smooth, straight pull spokes on it. Seems pretty solid. I don't do too much crazy stuff. I'm not a pro. I'm not even an amateur. I just do this as a hobby and to get out and enjoy some fresh air and get my mind off of life and things for a little bit. But it's absolutely a dream, as they would say, or at least Sam Pilgrim would say. But so we got that on, and when I ended up getting the new wheel, I was like, you know what? It comes already with a tubeless valve stem. I was using tubes still, kind of a dinosaur like that. I decided, you know, I'm gonna go tubeless, but I don't want to throw an old tire on there. And because I've been taking my kids out quite a bit, I've been doing a lot of pavement riding, and is absolutely eating that T9 Butcher that came with the bike. So I ended up ordering a new, actually I didn't order, I picked it up at my local bike shop. I picked up this a new Butcher, got it in the Grid Trail. So again, that heavier casing, T9, so you have that extra grip. Picked that up, got it in the 2.6. So we got 2.6 in the front, 2.4 in the rear, and again, absolutely love it. It's you know, the Butcher is a really aggressive tire. I was thinking about jumping on that that Maxxis train, but you know, it works, why change it? So I just got a little bit better version of what was already on there, and with the fork. So let's go rewind, let's go back. So it is the 36 mil stanchion. Bike comes with the 35 RockShox. I didn't want to go with the 34 because just mentally I didn't want to have a thinner stanchion. I know that, you know, the higher level Stumpjumpers come with the Fox 34s, so it's more than capable, perfectly fine. But again, just in my head, bigger is always better. It's like TVs. So I went with the 36, and while at that, which maybe in hindsight, maybe I did need it, because factory it comes 140 mil. I ended up picking up a shock. I wanted to go 150 mil. I even considered 160 for a little bit, but I guess Specialized gets a little queasy when it comes to frame warranties if you need it. When it comes to going more than 10 millimeter over on when you're over forking. The 150 mil I think is absolutely perfect for the bike. It slackens it a little bit. Also raises your bottom bracket just a hair, which with this bike is never a bad thing. I don't think you can get that bottom bracket high enough, to be honest with you, because you know, you gotta have some really good pedal discipline when going over some terrain, because you will get pedal strikes even if you're in the high flip chip setting. So, but that extra 10 mil of travel, and going from that, you know, basically bottom of the barrel budget RockShox fork to the bottom of the barrel Fox, it's significantly better. It just is so much smoother, so much plusher. It's absolutely great. It uses going off the recommended settings, which I know comparing 150 to a 140, but it's like a 30 pounds of air difference between the two. So you notice that, because it felt like the RockShox was always, it was either too hard or too soft. This is right in the middle. You know, I'm getting to use a lot of that travel, and it just soaks up those small bumps so well that it's honestly the best fork I've ever had. Which I kind of older, so I come from the days where you didn't have forks, or when you did, they were just little budget Suntour Springers, because we were all poor in the 90s. What can I say? But yeah, so that pretty much covers everything. If you have any specific questions about any of the particular mods, as far as you know, the upgrades, as far as any issues or where to get parts for them, just leave a comment below, and I do my best to be attentive to people that comment. I am trying to grow my channel, and I'm very grateful to all of you that watch my content and decide to give me a subscribe at the end of the day, because it helps other people find the videos as well, and it helps me figure out, you know, am I making things that people actually want to watch? So please leave comments. I'll respond and help you figure out either how to upgrade your bike, or maybe even put you in the right direction, or give you some ideas. All right, peace out, thanks.